Galamseyo, Yabaya Gala, Galamseyo. Because Jari?
More can someone. I'm an ashe on crying out one was there. Manzo be answer so on Cotoaba, mammy. It is a draw and as young to more of you, my yin yai. Yen so, ya fair one again. Operation now, Belco. Security, I form on Motiquan on Mobro 20. Omunian, you bet you mocha. Tis a old babla. Almost a friend in your baby alpha. A human the way they yin yai. We are dang. The Jacob knew ye baby. Is you so dear, yes, no. And that oh, yes, no. She knew a bit me as ye. Told me my China for crime on Bessena. Yenny etia, not done in Tonton no more re any idea. Yenny best say I didn't any idea. Some more can someone. I'm an ashe on crying out one was there. Manzo be answer so on Cotoaba, mammy. It is a draw and as young to more of you, my yin yai. Yen so, ya fair one again. Operation now, Belco. Security, I form on Motiquan on Mobro 20. Omunian, you bet you mocha. Tis a old babla. Almost a friend in your baby alpha. A human the way they yin yai. We are dang. The Jacob knew ye baby. Is you so dear, yes, no. And that oh, yes, no. She knew a bit me as ye. Told me my China for crime on Bessena. Yenny etia, not done in Tonton no more re any idea. Yenny best say I didn't any idea.
Zoom. They are taught to be on a galam sense was after Waka. Zoom. Edina, Yavian who be beer in ye year. Zoom. Edru baby me or one ye becatcher me say. Galam say for Yakwa a dancing shaft no crowd one my hanging out floor do. Zoom. Me fra ban what this was and me say mama soldier for unquire mammy. Zoom. A catcher me say, and I ain't even come soldier for uncle to your horse out to South Africa.
Ya kanga la mse asema amumi enka hwe pipe eba ofi etimetimi na me kase ya kana mo nkwase asem no mo de galamsi online politics na yem mo amhwe nsu eba ye wo se nipa no kitchen na mo no ya ka asema na mo di jimisem saa
enti a person first and foremost when you are not to say we are not against mine. Rather, we want to support you tonight. Sisi ayekasi, offer Operation Vanguard, Operation Hot, Operation Galam Stop. Japan, they seize it, stop war. Stop war. Yeah, a person who you are not here say. The son said, a person mine we and untina. Jakase, baby, I will hear mine piano. You want to fine. No, I let to show. No, dear man, MC. I a friend of your committee from district mining committee.
Na MPP tam crowd say. We go kwa me bia base and fie base dumi enu de ko dumi se bunsu koko. MPP yanya party adwumane amra power. Ye baya na dia nimsa ne ka man disi for ye hopreko twede me kokwa ye ni nyina galam say ya o me na soro hoi efri konne yaw eba ye tu gala tu ye betu ye nananom wo ya saasi sui enso yira ma ha koko yi adi besem fi adioso na metwa abranti a me ho den pa sade sabe ne ma fo mo ye ne betima ye bi ene ese ye nko ba bia se hwede koko se ni se nkuma nyina koko ba 10 acres land ensu for koko nyina adan na ni yedim sade asane ne ka asuni paso se be yako hwe koko last year crowd ensu afumi koko nyina se koko aso nyina na asem betete ye de bo betie gu ha no mo ko ba se 4 bucks no dia asai koko na wo so na ko ba 10 bucks koko nyina yati ye bon nyina to agu kakra so aka so ye ba be fa ye ba ensu pia nyina de ko na sei ne ye transase we so ye na bibia nim se ye beboa me aba power pa ni nyina ho beto yen nyanim se na ebe dia mfaso na so sisi aba power o matu galaya tu eti nsu bo nani te na abafa koko yase se nya ha ukwa kokupo ya de lucky de wo mo nya
me ba ye be trainee youth memunu 1 million for ICT jobs, software development. 1 million youth ye be trainee omo. Me ba ye be boa small scale miners. Ye be boa omo ye be shisha minerals development bank. Na ye nye sika aboa omo na omo ye omo ejuma no to say ye boa ekuafo. Small scale miners. Ye the new regime eba yenko shi obia excavator biom ye be shisha new regime na ye di akoye nim. Ene upe passport gisa uko akogye form afili na wa twen na wakonya passport me ba ye de nhihye foforo ba uwo Ghana card unhia se uya application akogye passport biom ubefa phone no a na ye bisa o Ghana card number ude to hope na wetua fee no na yaye o passport amao enwa no because ye wo information ni nyina e wo Ghana card so enti memunu passport de ebeye koko ebeye easy ama obia me ba ye be trainee youth memunu 1 million for ICT jobs, software development. 1 million youth ye be trainee omo. Me ba ye be boa small scale miners. Ye be boa omo ye be shisha minerals development bank. Na ye nye sika aboa omo na omo ye omo ejuma no to say ye boa ekuafo. Small scale miners. Ye the new regime eba yenko shi obia excavator bio
$1, 1 CD. In the time of Mills and Mahama, 2 CDs, $1. If I was done, I would say to the people of Ghana, I'm sorry. We are sorry for the poor work we have done. We're going to go and think about ourselves. But that is not the people we're dealing with. The fruits of office, the money under the table has become sweet for them, so they're determined to stay. Are we going to allow that to happen? Are we going to allow that to happen? In Kufuor's time, one of the people who advised and helped him develop a strong CD was my running mate, Muhammadu Bawumia. Then he was deputy governor of the Bank of Ghana. It's one of the reasons I brought him to come and join me, that we will work on the CD and create again a strong CD that will be able to allow us to develop our economy and allow our traders and our to be able to develop.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our job, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame.
If you reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth, you are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time. This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. Inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country.
Government is broke, government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now. Government is broke, government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
All right, and we say thank God it's Friday. It's a beautiful Friday morning, and we are live on your screens, of course, for God and country. I am Kwesi Free, and I'm sitting in for Dr. Randy Abbey. And it is Good Morning Ghana, of course, the best news analysis show across the length and breadth of the country. We are coming your way live from our studios here at Rage in Accra. We are live on DSTV channel 277 as well. And we are live on our Facebook pages, Good Morning Ghana Live on Metro TV pages as well. You want to stick and stay with us this morning, it's going to be exciting. I'll begin with the stories on the front pages of the newspapers, and I begin with the Daily Graphic. On the front page of the Daily Graphic, court dismisses forcing Jakpa applications, advises Attorney General to recuse himself, and Godfrey Dami Yabua is the Attorney General and Minister of Justice on the front page here. Court remand suspect in Ofako EC office stabbing incident. And opinion polls wake-up call for parties. That's according to a political scientist. Green Ghana today. Lance Minister urges all to plant trees. And not all multi-year contracts must come before Parliament. Majority Leader. I'm sure this is in connection with the 5G contract which is being pursued by the Ministry of Communications. If we have time this morning, we'll touch on that a bit towards the end of the show. Constituency Watch, Pun Katamanso, NDC Stronghold Industrial Hub. And that's on the front page of the Daily Graphic newspaper, the Ghanaian Times. The Ghanaian Times. 2.7 million euro ambulance case. Judge advises Attorney General to recuse himself. Dismisses accused applications for lack of jurisdiction. And Ni Afutiagbu is rightful chief of Katamanso Nungwakin Makers says so. Over 400 new Tangnamu school pupils without classrooms for the past 5 good years, and pupils forced to study in open. So there is a picture of the school, which is without roof and very dilapidated. On the front page here, the details of the story is on page 16 of the Times newspaper. It's really an urgent matter for government, especially the Ministry of Education, to prioritize. Now, over 450 wooden structures along Circle Accra rail line gutted by fire. And that's the Ghanaian Times newspaper. The Daily Guide. Daily Guide. Again, court throws out forcing JACPA applications, and this is regarding the ambulance case. GRA SML deal, minority missed the point. Afenyo Markin says so. Baumia touts achievements, and train wreck valued at over $2.18 million. Wow. And that's the Daily Guide newspaper. The New Weekend Crusading Guide. The New Weekend Crusading Guide. Attorney General 4, Atoforsen and Co. 0. As High Court dismisses all 4 applications filed by first and third accused. So they have started scoring points for the people that are standing in court already. Scam rocks Ministry of Health, police probe identity theft, loss of 44,000 Ghana cedis, and Dr. Okuboy is the Minister of Health. He's on the front page here. Utumfo say to the second storms Gamashi this Sunday. Collaborate to eradicate illegal land leases. Nadu Clote Wulamo says so, and atone tenancy to Nungwa Stool. Residents urged over Ajringano lands. And that's the New Weekend Crusading Guide. The insight. The insight. Afaglo accuses Electoral Commission of plotting 2024 election victory for the New Patriotic Party. South African elections. NUMSA rejects ANC alliance with DA as threat to working class. And lawyers who are judged most outstanding member of parliament across Africa on human rights. Relief for customers as mobile network as NCA or of mobile networks as NCA outdoors dispute resolution committee. Ochehene Task Force faces accusation of scheming to imprison women or woman for free speech. And that's the Insight newspaper. The Informer. The Informer. As Baumia leads Mahama in survey, competence, track records, crucial factors for elections 2024. Jospon Boss applauds Africa-Korea partnership in advancing trade and technology development. And again, Zoom Lion deepens efforts to champion tree planting and clean up exercises, of course, towards climate change and environmental sustainability. Be assertive, the public tells the Electoral Commissioner or Commission. And in this issue of the Informer newspaper, recuse yourself from the ambulance case. Just advises the Attorney General. And that's the Informer newspaper. That's the Informer newspaper. The Inquisitor. The Inquisitor. After murmurings, police promotions suspended. And IGP Dr. George Akufu-Dampare is here. Today is Green Ghana Day. Some 10 million trees to be planted and stop our MP from destroying the New Patriotic Party, to whom NPP youth organizer cautions Kojo Asante, who is a member of parliament, for the Suhum constituency, of course, representing the NPP. Napo Hills, Asante Hine, and that's the Inquisitor newspaper. The Herald. The Herald. Attorney General snaps judges' advice to step aside and protect judiciary. Insists, I am still conducting the trial, quote and unquote. From Godfrey Dami, who is the Attorney General. Got gun for protection against gangster Hawa Kumsen. That's the member of parliament, the aspirant, the NDC MP candidate, let me say candidate, for Yawutu says she got a gun to protect herself against the gangster Hawa Kumsin. Today is Green Ghana Day. Lands Minister urges tree planting. New GNPC boss Joe Dazi stirs trouble already. And that's the Herald newspaper. The Daily Searchlight. Atoforson's fanciful motions crash in flames. Galamsey in the cause of high cost of vegetables. Gau says so. Ghana has lost 30% of its forest cover over a 20-year period. Minister of Science or Environment, Science and Technology and Innovation says so. In spite of a strong advice, Attorney General insists he prosecutes the ambulance case. And that's the Daily Searchlight newspaper, the Ghanaian publisher. Jospon seeks support for African business. And Ghana marks 4th Green Ghana Day today. 41 million trees planted so far. APN to hold international symposium on interoperability. Ambulance trial court rejects Atoforson's ministerial application. Afenyomakin frustrated with the minority caucus. And that's the Ghanaian publisher newspaper. The Custodian. Jospon seeks support in South Korea for African business. Amenfi Central NDC on fire. So Yaokwache Aka is the NDC Amenfi Central MP. And Mrs. Joanna Jan is the NDC's disputed parliamentary candidates. They are all both here on the front page of the Custodian newspaper. High Court bounces Atoforson and Jakpa. And let's all plant trees today. Lands Minister urges Ghanaians. That's the Custodian newspaper. The New Finder. Trial will proceed. Judge dismisses 5 applications seeking to halt case. And illegal miners occupy new Kojokro Mansour rail lines. And taxing lottery wins counterproductive. Expert says so. Ghana beats Mali 2-1 in 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. And that's the New Finder newspaper. The Daily Post. Jospon calls support for African businesses from South Korea. And the executive chairman of Jospon Group of Companies, Dr. Joseph Siam Ijepon, is bigly on the front page here of the Daily Post newspaper. He's doing well around the globe. The result of Prof. Smart Sapon's opinion poll does not make sense. Nana Ya Jantwa is the General Secretary of the Convention People's Party, and she is saying so. I promise to reset and repair the damage to the Ghanaian economy. Mahama says so, and Attorney General snaps judge's advice, vows to prosecute ambulance case himself. On Smart Sapon's poll, Daily Graphic, a state-owned newspaper, is being used to manufacture public opinion. Professor Kobe Mensah. Daily Post, that's the Daily Post newspaper. And finally, the Catholic Standard. Catholic priests in West Africa urged to find solutions to regions' tribal and religious conflicts. Use expertise to defend Catholic faith. Rebrand presentations of gospel for acceptability. Catholic Church in Ghana urged. Ghanaian SVD priest appointed apostolic administrator of Botswana's Francistown diocese. An editorial, vote, transfer or replacement exercise and electoral commissions directive. So you want to find the details of that editorial there, carried out both on the front page and in the details of the Catholic Standard newspaper. And that does it for the stories on the front pages of the newspapers here this morning. Let me remind you that I'm sitting in for Dr. Randy Abbey, and he's solidly championing the agenda of Ghana. Yesterday we secured a victory. Kudos to him and to the entire Ghana Football Association, the entire Ministry of Sports. Dr. Randy Abbey is very instrumental in all of this. Doc, congratulations to you as well, wherever you're watching us from. I do hope that you're watching us this morning. I'll take a quick break. When I come back, I get straight into the discussions this morning. You want to stick and stay with us.
made in those areas?
The whole world now is climate change. The whole world is focusing seriously on climate change. So I think that it's not out of place at all to discuss much about climate change. Today we're looking at flooding, we're looking at waste management, we're looking at so many things. In Ghana, the company Jospon Group have tackled waste management as a serious thing, from collection to transporting to recycling, and even signing agreements. In COP28 last year in Dubai, we signed with the Swiss government a 20 million package of climate change concessions. So I think that the whole world now focusing on climate change is very, very serious. And I think the agreement that has been signed give most of the Korean companies the technology. The Koreans have the solar, the wind power, and all renewable energy that foster climate change. And I think this is very, very important to export the technology that the Koreans have to move into that. And I think referring to what Professor Gouda said about the kind of capacity that Koreans have and relying on governmental support is very, very key. What I humbly want to place on record that in business, it's opportunity. Business is opportunity. Once you have the opportunity, utilize it very well. So Korean has technology. They need opportunity to unleash it. Africa is the destination for it. So you target it up and then develop it. What I just want to place on record is that Koreans, in talking about the stable economy of what they have, they must focus on private sector. I have looked at how African leaders develop. One, it is too governmental. You have the restriction of growth. If you focus on the private sector, Korean, we look at the history from 1960, the Hyundais, the Samsung, they are giants, private sector. So this 14 billion that is being focused on export financing, I applaud it. It should be based on private sector so that you can have your private partner in Africa developing.
The Green Ghana Day has become an exciting moment in our nation's national calendar, and it is here with us again. This Friday, June 7th, the Green Ghana Day, President Akufo-Addo will lead us all, citizens and residents of Ghana, to plant 10 million trees across the country. This initiative, as you are well aware, is intended to enhance national awareness of the necessity for collective action towards restoration of degraded landscapes, restore our forest cover, inculcate the values of planting and nurturing trees in all of us, particularly the youth, and thereby contribute to the noble global effort at halting climate change.
He also urged all Ghanaians to participate in the project.
Consequently, on behalf of President Akufo-Addo, I respectfully appeal to you, Ghanaians and residents of Ghana, to join hands on Friday, 7th June, the Green Ghana Day, to go planting and make our country greener for tomorrow.
This unexpected development has left commuters stranded, facing considerable challenges due to the creation of a large gully across the main highway by strong floodwaters from the diverted river. The incident has prompted calls from frustrated commuters for urgent measures to restore the damaged road and sanctions to be imposed on the contractor responsible for the diversion. The disruption caused by the collapsed highway has had a notable impact on daily travel, highlighting the critical need for swift action to rectify the situation. Moreover, the diversion of the Ayensu River has led to flooding in over 150 houses at Gomwa Mampong, adding to the widespread ramifications of the contractor's actions. The diversion has particularly affected a bridge spanning the River Ayensu, which originates from the eastern region and intersects the Accra-Cape Coast Highway at Gomwa Ochrekon in the Gomwa East District of the Central Region before flowing into the sea. The Gomwa East District Director for the National Disaster Management Organization, Robert Hackman, stressed the necessity for commuters to utilize alternative routes at Winneba while restoration efforts are underway.
What is happening now is the contractor is trying to divert the water, that is the Ayensu River, so that he can start putting up his ultra-modern bridge. Yes, it is the diversion of the road that has affected the road. Yes, so as you can see, if it's about the old bridge, the water can have its free flow, but this is not the old road. This is not the old bridge. They have diverted it to a certain level that the bridge it's very small, tiny, so it cannot contain the heavy rains coming from eastern region.
Which communities have been affected?
We have Mampong, Adewukwa, and Ochreku. In fact, at Adewukwa you have almost 50 acres of rice, 10 acres of mangoes, I think 5 acres of okra. You cannot even see a single leaf of the crops. It has been submerged. Yesterday we went there, and it's even when you get into the farm, you raise your hand, they cannot see you. So we decided not to even go there. So yesterday we were able to talk to two churches, the Roman Catholic Church and that of Pentecost. So those affected, we moved them upwards to where the churches are. And the houses too, we asked them to everybody should evacuate from the houses so that not to have any casualties. For now, no death has been recorded, and we are happy, and we pray that the community will cooperate with us so that we will not record any death or any casualty. So yesterday I had a call from headquarters that they will be here this morning to also assess. So as we speak, I am waiting for my bosses from headquarters.
It's another day to stay on point. Toast is Friday, it's still on point. Fortune's Friday all day long. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. Fortune's Friday, it's still on point. For your bread, it's creamy. For your toast, it's still on point. It's yummy, delicious. It's still on point. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. For your toast, it's still on point. It's still on point. Fortune spread, it's yummy, delicious. It's still on point.
Fortune spread, delicious, creamy, and always on point. This advert is FDA approved.
In today's modern world, stairs are a challenge, especially for our elderly and those with health concerns. Navigating them can be difficult and even dangerous, but there's a safer way to move vertically. Lifts and Elevators Limited Company, your answer to a more accessible and secure vertical transportation. Our elevators and escalators, including top-of-the-line pneumatic vacuum elevators, Fuji elevators and escalators, offer a safer and more convenient alternative, eliminating the risks of stairs and enhancing accessibility for homes, businesses, and hospitals. Choose safety and convenience with Lifts and Elevators Limited Company. Elevate your spaces today. For more information, visit our website at www.elevatorsgh.org or call now on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators Limited Company, the elevator people.
Customer, I don't know who to say.
Malaria been actually me, man. No more man, still.
One give us.
Give us a solid.
Yeah, sorry. What rest of so give us here and don't down.
But so good as so. But tomato give us the and don't down.
Give us a bad mixture.
Maybe I try the and don't down.
Customer. Give us that tonto now. Pa.
Onuya kayo, oba wa fa furo nom. De o ma no banu fo nom. Akwada wa ni mfie dumie no ono nso nom.
We are back bringing you the latest lineup from Betway. Betway starts strong with their front two with Free Play Friday and Swipe Bet. In the middle, you've got all the control with Cash Out and Build a Bet. Plus, with Win Boost, you can boost your sports bet. At the back, they have Smart Picks and the Partial Daily Jackpot.
You always get way more with Betway.
This advert has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly. No under 18. Terms and conditions apply. Betway. Get way more.
Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath.
I'm a fat missy way.
The patch of Bantama.
Matias.
A smile, the fresh breath.
Me Jidi say we use Cal 360 toothpaste. Some kind.
Cal 360 toothpaste.
Gaskia, Cal 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector. Onim jom kasan. Ile kosan. Cal 360 did the way. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
You will see so feeling when you know Cal 360 toothpaste.
Happy.
Cal 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath. Cal, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Mother Papa is walking home.
Bar Herbal Hospital. Specialists in every kind of bone disease.
Bar Herbal Hospital. Hey baby, a sanya webia. Nanso, yare etimi sapa dompemu yare.
Spinal cord, swelling of the arms, arthritis, bone injury, swelling of the leg with reddish color around it, and so on. See, Bar Herbal Hospital has special ultra-modern machine for checking up the body. I have tried them and I got good results. Try Bar Herbal Hospital.
Right, so you're welcome back from the break. This is still Good Morning Ghana. We are live here from our studios here at Rage in Accra. Let me take this one quickly and then we can get into the discussions right away. So we are asking a very simple question, and it says, are you desperate of getting a toothpaste that will take care of all the family and save money? The recommended family toothpaste is Cal 360 toothpaste, approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. Cal 360 toothpaste provides you and your family with all-round dental protection throughout the day with freshness. Cal 360 toothpaste is good for kids, children, and adults. Let your family be a proud family when they set or they step out by constantly using Cal 360 toothpaste. Cal 360 toothpaste brightens your teeth, prevents cavity, and with its cool mint, gives you fresh breath throughout the day and protects the gum from decaying. For consistency and quality, use Cal 360 toothpaste. Cal 360 toothpaste, another product from Samara Company Limited, producers of Sasu. Available in all supermarkets, malls, and provision shops. Call Samara Company today on 0246 864 798. Cal 360 toothpaste. Happy smile. And now, enjoying the fruits of your labor is as important as enjoying the mansions of your labor. The pains of climbing stairs when not exercising could be challenging for all ages. But worry no more. Lifts and elevators have got you covered with the best portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators on the market today. It is a simple self-supported elevator for both homes and offices, and guess what? It can lift your gifts or goods too. Wheelchairs can fit in, and they come in 3 custom-made models. It is affordable and can be installed within 3 days. Visit Lifts and Elevators at Sakumono, or just call them on 0200-535-515 or send a mail to elevatorsgh@gmail.com for consultations and the best solutions in easy vertical movements. And once we are done with that, I can now come back into the studio properly and introduce to you my topics and, of course, my guests as well. If time permits, we'll be looking at Attorney General versus Atoforsen and Jakwa in court. We'll be looking at, if we have time also, the Professor Smart polls, and we'll be looking at the issues at SCC eventually. But we'll begin with the Green Ghana, and of course, we just played a video for you about a road somewhere in the central region which has been diverted by a contractor working. Let me introduce my guest here in the studio to you. And Honorable Isaac Ejay Mensah is a member of Parliament for Wassa East. Honorable, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I hope you're doing very well.
By God's grace, I'm good. In my regards to you too.
Thank you very much. And let me also announce that we are expecting the Managing Director of the State Transport Company, Nana Akomia. He tells us he's on his way. So we'll join him in when he gets into the studio. Honorable, I know that you are a good environmentalist.
Yeah.
You are interested in the issues of sustainability and so on and so forth. Today is Tree Planting Day. The ministry says they have planted 41 million trees already. And today all of us are supposed to be planting trees.
So thank you so very much for having me here. And as usual, you want to permit me to extend my warm regards to our cherished viewers, people who are watching us today, and the good people of Wassa East who have made me and given me the opportunity to be here, of course, to be in Parliament. And again, the good people of Western Region and whole country, the best wishes and the best regards to the incoming President Mahama, and the NDC party leadership. So this morning, I'm here to represent them. Yes, of course. This is the first time that I'm here. And of course, your introduction is apt. I'm the Member of Parliament for Wassa East. And currently, I'm the ranking for Roads and Transport Committee in Parliament. And the former Deputy Minister for Roads and Highways. And you rightly did say that, yes, I'm passionate about environmental issues. And today is the Green Ghana Day. I'll take the opportunity to wish everybody well. Western Region, and indeed my constituency, Wassa East, has some sizable number of portion of forest in this country. There should be forests and many more. And therefore, the planting of trees today is appropriate. It is appropriate and something that we support because of the fast degradation of our forests, reserves, and many more. So as we do that today, I want to send my warm regards to the good people of Ghana, and Wassa East in particular, and the chairman of the Forestry Commission, Tetete Ekwamobwatin, the paramount chief of the Menfi traditional area. So today, I'm told he's in Jidua. Jidua is in Breman, Asanka Breman divisional area where I originate, where I come from. So I want to take this opportunity to congratulate the chairman from the Forestry Commission for today in his action. So we all support it. And again, the ministry. But you see, we should also have to be requesting to know, as you all support this action by the government, we are told we've planted about 41 million trees. We also have to in our support of this project, a program, we should be asking of taking stock of where we are. We have planted 41 million trees. Do we have any means of tracking performance? is very important. It's not just planting and planting and planting. We must ensure that indeed the 41 trees have been planted. If they have been planted, where did we plant them? If you locate where we planted them, we need to take stock. What is the state? How is the state of all these planted trees? It is very important. So we would want to advise that we need some details. We need some record as to where we are. The ones that we've planted, where are we? Can we have some numbers? And if we have some numbers, based upon that, we can improve upon them going forward. It's a good program. It's a good project that everybody must support. And I do support. And if that is the situation, then we need to request for some records relating to past performance. So that's my quick comment for now. And we wait to see the further questions coming up. But I support it.
Let me ask, because we are in an era of, if for want of a better word, galamsey, where we have galamsey destroying all our forests, and we are planting trees. And the question for me is there a concerted effort as a country? And I would say that, of course, where you sit as a parliamentarian, you have enough say to guide policy, to guide what we are doing as a country, and to guide, for example, reclamation of lands, especially in the Galamsey area. Are we on course? I mean, today we are talking about planting 41 million trees already. Are we on course as a country in this direction?
Yeah, thank you. I think the government has the capacity or has a responsibility in giving us some details. Because it is not enough to say that we've planted 41 million trees. It is important also to know where we are on them. Are they surviving? And so on. Rightly so, the issue of Galamsey is a problem to our forest cover. Not only Galamsey, we have this charcoal, people cutting trees for charcoal and for farming.
Rosewood, yeah.
And also the chainsaw operators and so on. So when we plant trees, we obviously will be covering up all these challenges. Yes, as an MP, I am concerned about the spread of Galamsey, the destruction of our forest cover. And that is why we support this program and project. So we need to demonstrate some seriousness. And so we need to take stock of where we are on the tree planting. And if we have planted 41 million trees, that is commendable. But we need to know, probably can do more or do better. We need to bring on board all manner of people, the chiefs, the churches, the people in traditional and of course the former governors, I mean the assembly members, the unit committee, and everywhere that we find ourselves. We need to embrace this program. But again, the leadership must also be up and coming and provide the necessary resources, the necessary motivational support to get this thing happening. I've never seen anyone who has talked against this program, except for people requesting to know where we are and the extent of support that the government, has for people who are interested in supporting this project. Yes, we are concerned about this, particularly those of us in the forest cover where we have, the gold in our reserves and the Galamsey all over. We need to support this project. We need to support this program, and so we can call for accountability.
Let me read what your candidate, John Dramani Mahama, has said in this direction. He says, and this is coming from the Metro Newsroom, he says, John Dramani Mahama, the National Democratic Congress NDC flag bearer, has lamented the damage caused by illegal mining activities popularly known as Galamsey, and has proposed to establish a national joint action team on mining and forestry to tackle the canker if he wins the December 7 presidential polls. Mahama, in an address at the 3rd Annual Transformational Dialogue on Small-Scale Mining at the University of Energy and Natural Resources in Sunyani, said illegal mining has left Ghana with serious scars and that demand collaboration and drastic measures to nurse the damage caused. Quote, at the same time, we cannot overlook the years of Galamsey activities that left our country with serious legacy scars. We propose some initiatives to restore degraded lands, rehabilitate impacted forests, and clean our polluted water bodies. These initiatives will restore the environment and create thousands of jobs in the affected mining communities, unquote. We will establish a national joint action team on mining and forestry, a collaboration between the Forestry Commission, the private sector, and SSM operators to rehabilitate impacted forests. The initiative will also create thousands of jobs in the affected mining communities. Mahama indicated that the joint action team will be tasked with reclaiming and rehabilitating destroyed lands and converting them into production zones and different crop plantations, which he said will be funded through special fees from the Minerals Commission, contributions by the small-scale miners, and interested plantation companies. He added that a Tree for Life initiative will also be launched in the mining communities to encourage the youth to venture into the planting of economically viable trees to help check the distractions. Is that different from what we are doing today?
No, very appropriate. It has some semblance, but I think that it is more precise. It is more, focused on the issue relating to the destruction of forests in the Galamsey areas. What we're doing today is a nationwide, coverage where we have Galamsey, we don't have Galamsey, whatever. We are planting trees. But this policy, this project that the incoming president is talking about is more focused, particularly in the Galamsey prone area. We all know that we have challenges in our hands relating to Galamsey, management and control of illegal mining. And of course, the speed at which the forest is being degraded or the land is being degraded is a major challenge. So this policy or this program that the incoming president is talking about is to give hope, particularly to people who are distressed, who are handicapped in the gold-producing areas where Galamsey has taken over. That yes, this is a man who has been in the governance leadership before, and he's coming again with a focused and with a more sharper approach to dealing with this, land degradation. So what is happening now, as in my earlier comment, is appropriate. We support it. We encourage people to embrace it. But the policy that you just read, the program, is more focused, more dedicated to resolving the problem, particularly in the Galamsey prone areas. And I say it because it's in the western region, the Santi region, in central region. Some parts in the northern region have these activities going on. So what is going to kill is the problems that Galamsey is doing to our forest and our land in this country.
Right. Thank you very much, Honorable. And let me also announce that I stated to you that Nana Akumia will be joining us pretty shortly. He has arrived. And good morning to you, Nana. Thank you very much.
Good morning, Kwesi.
I hope you're doing well.
I'm very well, thank you.
And all is well also.
I can see that the Friday crew has changed. Randy Abbey has gone off to play football.
Yes.
And that's now he got a victory.
He got a victory, 2-1.
At least so. And Samuel Kujato is also gallivanting somewhere.
You sure? Today is Ghana Green Day. Probably, supporting it.
But why are you not supporting it?
Sorry?
Why are
you say he's gallivanting. He's not here today because he should be in his constituency.
Anyway.
So let me...
It's good to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I think
never
it's the first
met
time.
you before.
Yes. And you are the head of the transport section there.
I understand you are MP for where?
Wassa East.
Wassa East.
Wassa.
Western region.
In the Western region. Western North or Western?
Western side, the Western region proper.
Western region proper.
And the ranking
former Deputy Minister.
For roads and highways.
For roads and highways.
So you did the roads in the area?
We did in the country, including my areas.
Oh, okay.
And I'm now the ranking for roads and transport committee. So
in Parliament.
Oh, okay. With who's the chairman?
He's Nyako.
Nyako, nice chap. Nice chap.
All right, so I'll have the show back now. Nana, thank you very much for joining us. We are going to, I wanted to begin by asking you what's happening at the SCC. But let me pick your comment briefly on the Green Ghana Day. I mean, today is Green Ghana Day. The Ministry of Land says they've planted 41 million trees already. And today they're asking all of us to be planting trees in our houses, workplaces, wherever we are. Well, and then the statements I just read from the presidential candidates for
Well, there is no doubt, Kwesi, that the biggest problem we face as far as our environment is concerned away from the cities, because really the cities, you don't have any forest. But away from the cities and the big towns, the biggest danger we face to our environment is this galamsey. There's no debate about it. And when you see the kind of destruction of the environment that galamsey is causing in the forest areas, it's just heartbreaking. So any effort that would limit galamsey, it's something that is worthwhile. I support this Greening Ghana business because it's one way of limiting the damage from galamsey, replacing the forest cover. But this, I think, the third time it's been done, isn't it? So we need to show the country what results have been achieved in the previous two occasions. Because this they cost a lot of money.
A lot. And
so we need to show the achievements of the first two, because that's what encourages people that, in the last 2 years, this is what have been achieved. So let me also get involved. But if people do not see the results of the first 2 or 3 attempts, it becomes something that is remote to them. So the ministry should look at that going forward, showing us the results of the last 2 National Green Ghana Days. And also, they should also focus in the urban areas. If you take the Spintex Road, which is one of the major roads, one of the major, most significant roads in Accra, you probably would not find 5 trees on that road. And you go to East Legon and some of these areas, you hardly will find trees on the side roads and so on. So we should encourage people to be planting trees along the roads. They absorb the toxins from the motor cars because they take the carbon dioxide and convert it to so all these fuels, smokes from the motor cars, the trees would clean them up. And also, they protect the soil. So places where we haven't paved, the trees hold the soil together in the cities. So they should focus a lot on the cities. But what I would like to see in terms of the success of these Greening Ghana projects, is that they should have a dedicated core of people whose job will be to do this work. Because this voluntary work, after planting the tree, he said, you mentioned millions and millions of trees.
41 million.
After planting the trees, if you left the trees, they would not be able to grow. About half of them would wither. You need care. You need people to water the trees, care for the trees until they get to a certain growth level where they can grow on their own. So a dedicated core of people, maybe 1,000, 2,000 people, whose job is to plant the trees and maintain them for at least a year or 2. So that those of us who do the voluntary will just be an addition, but there will be a core group of people who are going to do it. Because if you plant a tree and you do not nurture, chances are that it would die.
Die off.
Now, another way of looking at it is stopping the destruction. And that then brings you to the galamsey. Galamsey has been a major worry in this country as far as the environment is concerned, across governments. And every government that comes makes an effort to fight galamsey. I can remember the military being deployed by President Mahama between the period 2013 to 2016. The military was deployed heavily, and they were talking about deploying drones and so on. The next government, which is the Akufo-Addo government, has also done a lot of efforts in fighting galamsey. The military was deployed again. There was this policy of destruction of Galamsey equipment on site and all of that. Ministerial committees or ministerial teams were set up by President Mahama, President Akufo-Addo. So you can see a certain effort in fighting or preventing Galamsey. But all of us would agree that Galamsey is still with us. The destruction is still going on. So obviously we can't keep doing it the same way and expect different results. So we're all looking at new ideas, new approaches to limiting the menace of Galamsey. I heard my friend talking about President Mahama's new vision, and you also read a statement. It's all good if the people seeking political leadership at the presidential level will be addressing their minds to new ways of fighting Galamsey, because it's a major problem that is facing this country. So I'm happy that the NDC is bringing new initiatives. The NPP, to listen to Dr. Baumia, is also outlined a set of new initiatives to encourage responsible mining and move people away from Galamsey. My only worry is that the NDC, led by President Mahama, when they were in I think in the 2020 elections, they actually did things that amounted to encouraging Galamsey. And there's this famous video of President Mahama telling people in a Galamsey endemic area that if they voted for him, he would come and release the people who have been arrested for engaging in Galamsey and destruction of the environment, and that he'll give them an amnesty. Now, when you tell people this kind of promises, you encourage them. They'll say, oh, if this man comes, he would release us if we engage in Galamsey. And so you encourage them to be headstrong and keep up in the activity. I also saw one chap, I think he was whether it was the deputy organizer or something of the NDC. Also,
the deputy national
Buahine or something. Yeah, openly. He actually went to Galamsey's site, and he went with a gentleman that he introduced to the people as the person who will be appointed in charge of some office that will be giving out concessions. And so he told the people, this is why I've brought him here. So he will see you and you will know him. And then when you vote for the NDC, we would give you land and concessions to engage in Galamsey. Now, when you have a national party engaging in this sort of activities from the level of the presidential candidate down, how are we going to fight Galamsey? It means we are pulling in different directions. And you would remember, if you look at the results of the 2020 elections, that the NPP lost in a lot of the Galamsey endemic areas. And I'm sure if you check the constituencies which were lost, you will see the correlation. Now, when that happens, the NPP supporters too would not be enthusiastic in supporting fight against Galamsey. So this kind of behavior with political party campaigning for votes and undermining a national concern for votes, it's got repercussions all across, because then the ruling party too, it discourages them, because there are people who tell them that, look, we did this Galamsey fight and we lost the elections in these areas. You know, so that is the problem. If we want to focus on a national agenda which we believe will help the country, let's be focused and not be pulling in different directions.
Right.
So that's what I have to say for
right. Let me now come to... Right, that's fine.
Yeah, so I think that we all are against the destruction of the environment by Galamseyers. And so he made reference to some comments that were passed by the President Mahama on Galamsey, giving amnesty. I don't think that was the situation. We have been in power before, and our policy of artisanal mining and control was clear. Everybody saw that. The spread of Galamsey now is more than it used to be in the past. So in trying to get Ghanaians to know, particularly in this Galamsey areas, what plans are there for them when he gets the power. Also let them know. You know, all these guys in prison and by bars are the ordinary people. They're downtrodden. But the key guys who are leading and financing Galamsey are sitting there good offices. And so the hope is that when NDC comes to power, we will streamline the whole system. We will regularize, we call it the artisanal mining. Now they have it, they call it the community mining, right?
Community mining.
Exactly. So what we have is the small scale mining, which we practiced and it was working. We enhance it. And so if you are involved in Galamsey, it is a thing of the past. We regularize the situation that you are in, give you support, and make sure that we reclaim. You know, I'm a miner. I've been a miner all my life. I've worked with Goldfields, the major mining companies. As
you do small scale mining?
No, I don't do small scale mining. You know, the point is that at the point that I was when I resigned into politics, I was the regional HR director for Africa, Newmont Ghana Gold. Oh. And this is why I'm a miner. And my ethics do not permit me to be in any mining other than mechanized mining. So what we believe, and I believe, because I'm a miner, is that the policy of President Mahama, as at that time, 2020, and now being unveiled, is sharp, is super, it just gets to the core of the challenge. We are not saying that Akufo-Addo isn't doing anything about guns. He is. But he could do more, could do better. And the panacea or the solution to this problem is what has been unveiled or is being talked about by President Mahama. So we need to support a situation where leaders, people, big guys, are investing in Galamsey and just going for the small ones. So we assure people that when we are back to power, we are not just telling people just do the Galamsey. No, we will encourage them to do a responsible mining programs and schemes. The community mining has failed. So I thought I needed to bring in something. But I think we all agree that yes, the environment is being degraded. We need to have a way of controlling and managing it. Mm-hmm. And certainly Galamsey is a problem. So as a country, we all need to come together and help us solve the problem. That is what President Mahama is talking about.
But Chief, listen, we want, this is a national concern. And so we want to look at it from the national point of view.
Yes.
You cannot do that if you don't also recognize that mistakes have been made. We heard President Mahama very clearly. I think you have the video.
Yes, we do. I'm actually checking up with producer what's exactly
he very clearly.
I'll try so that we play it. But
everybody knows. He very clearly.
He will play that. No.
He very clearly told the people that when they vote for him, when he comes, he will release
that
people
wasn't true.
Who have been jailed.
That isn't true.
Because you haven't seen that video.
Let me get it on. So if we have it, if we have it, kindly put it on.
Watch it, Yomo. What do you want for court? And the Omo prison. And then they can say, your mother didn't be at that prison. Say, Omo, yeah, Galamsey. And so, Yakochi China Niba, ono ya Galamsey Queen. Ono de mo afana anko jina court, afana anko tum. Mo se on de onko ni krom. And mo jam free oko. And so ya madie omo de omo da efiase. Ezu ya ba omo chi omo Galamsey no. Omo atu omumu yebema omo amnesty na omo asaba ezu mi ojidi se emre bia omo fomye omo enu omo ho enti yebe yi omo na yama omo another chance. If we say yebe yen hihia ebe ma enyoma ayeye. Ye yimu yen koye senya ye absese se wonka party bi ho ana se wonye nipa bi ene Galamsey no yen pene ma wonye o de kotrans na komku na ye party for DC mo ene hwa no omo de Galamsey no omo apene ma omo ye ezu Na ne ya ne say obi excavator ya je. Na e dey come obi foforo. Na on the odi 2 gold. Na o dey out ho. Ente me say me ba. Excavators I had to get free for you. I have a job at the near side of the mom. Your University of Tapa, your friend University of Mines and Technology, UMAT. How much your school follow? Send your young mining, Nekwanso. Send a bear, Obianpra, and answer Obianpra Nankwan. Enti Yaba, district via Yabia Ejuma. This school for our University of Mines. Obia work concession via her. You don't become a no much more quiet, Modebaya mining, no Send a bear, Obianpra Nankwan, Nasa Obianpra. Na mutu sika koko ni wie mutu go ni wie on be kire mo say na mo be piapia anua no akatakata so fefefe na yeduadua ndua ogu so say na be ya asase no ebe ye biu.
Right, so I've received Fred. I've received your message. He says, Kwesi, tell Nana to stop the propaganda. President Mahama didn't say what he is saying. What GM said was the campaigns who are involved in Galamsey are protected by the state and arresting and jailing the ordinary boys who are working for them. It was that injustice he spoke about. Where is the Aisha one? In whose house are they keeping her? Just watch this space. So, Fred, I'm sure you have watched the video, but let me allow Nana to speak.
So it is very clear that President Mahama said people who have been jailed, prosecuted by the courts, and jailed for engaging in Galamsey, if he is voted into office, he would give them amnesty. And what are the reasons he gave? He said that some Chinese people, Aishawan and some people, when they were arrested, they were deported. But in President Mahama's time, hundreds of Chinese were deported. You know it. They themselves said so. Hundreds of Chinese people were deported. And is that the way to get people to save this country from Galamsey? Telling people that if you vote for me, I'll come and give amnesty to people arrested for Galamsey. Then he said that excavators which have been seized, when he comes and he finds those excavators, he will give it back to the people. What is more giving people an incentive than this? And I don't know if you have the video of his national organizer or somebody. He took a gentleman that he said was the one going to be appointed. You've seen the video, or you haven't seen it?
No, you are just making probably mockery out of the whole situation.
I'm not making mockery. This is something that.
So when they show the video, you got to know the full intent of what.
One second. I'm not making mockery. This is something that happened. Your national organizer or deputy national, he went and met people actually engaged in Galamsey on the field, and he said, "Look, this is the man who will be appointed and will be giving out the concessions. I've brought him here."
He was campaigning at the time.
I see.
He was just telling him, when we regularize the Galamsey for you. You give the support.
It is not good. Honorable.
So you think that it isn't good to regularize the Galamsey thing?
He said that when we come, he will give you more land. So that's why I've brought him.
To do
what is more? But I'm saying now we all agree that, look, those things are mistakes. You don't need to do that. Let's all focus our mind on how we can fight this menace. You're not going to fight it when election time you go and promise people that you let them do Galamsey and you release them and you give excavators back to them and you give them more land. You don't fight Galamsey with that. So that is a lesson that we have to agree to. I mean, these are things that happen. You can. There's no way you can put a spin on it. That's what I'm saying.
That is your view anyway.
Okay. So let me be able to move to the matters around STC now. we heard that Joy FM had said they cited, is it a petition to you and your board at STC on an appointment of what they describe as a third deputy CEO. And their call is that there are more pressing issues, including acquisition of more buses, for instance, including paying pensioners their monies amounting to about 6 million arrears and so on and so forth. I mean, once you are here yourself, before I come to Honorable, let's hear from you.
Yes, there's been an announcement of a new appointment of a deputy managing director. And let me also say that this is not an additional appointment. I have 3 deputy managing directors, and one has gone on retirement, and the one who's gone on retirement has been replaced. So it is not an additional appointment, it is a replacement. But the unions felt that at this stage of the company, it wasn't a priority to have 3 deputy managing directors. I mean, I've sat here several times with you and Randy to tell you about the issues that we are facing post-COVID, particularly the need to replenish our fleet. And I've told you this several times. So the unions thought that we could do away with that position, and whatever money that can be saved can be invested in something else that is more pressing. And they give grounds for their rejection of the appointment, and they talked about that we need a new bus, a new fleet. They have pension arrears, they have all kinds of arrears, which are all true. So they petitioned the board, and the board met with them yesterday, and all of them, about 30 union leaders, together with the board. I was at the meeting as a board member. And the conclusion was that their grievances will be forwarded to the Ministry of Transport and eventually to the appointing authority. So after the conclusion of the meeting, the board secretary was tasked to write the conclusion, forwarding their petition to the ministry. So I'm hoping that if the ministry gets the letter today, maybe sometime next week, we can hear from the appointing authority as to the concerns of the workers. So the issues that they raised, they are germane issues. Some of the information was not exactly accurate. The arrears with SNIT, for example, is not 6 million, it's about 4 million. And also the arrears on the pensions that they talked about. The issue, and it created a bit of a misunderstanding. The issue, the arrears have all been historic arrears. These were arrears that started, if you take the SNIT arrears, they were from 2013.
2013?
Yes. 5 years before I got there. And so these arrears had piled up. Because for a long time, the company didn't have buses. And they were largely not in operation. You would agree that the period when you saw STC buses on the road was from the latter part of 2016, just before I got there. But for a long period, the company was in decline. You remember it was even divested in 1999 to a private investor called VANEF. So it became VANEF STC.
Yes.
The private investor couldn't bring the needed investment, and so the government reversed the divestiture to the private investor, I think in 2003 or thereabouts. But the company never really got off its feet. And in that dry period, sometimes they had to resort to actually subleasing land just to keep the company afloat. Some land in Takrady that we had was subleased for a long period just to find some money. Even the MD's bungalow was subleased. Now, so as MD, I don't even have a bungalow. I stay in my own house and so on. But this shows you the difficulty so in that period, they accumulated a lot of statutory payments that had to be made, SNID payments, pension payments, and so on. Even the pension payments, they did from 2011, 2012. When I took over with my new management in 2017, and we did some strategic initiatives, particularly putting up new terminals in strategic areas. And that allowed us, because the previous administration had secured 50 buses in the middle of 2016. When I got there in the middle of 2017, half of the buses were packed. They couldn't be operated. Simply because during the decline of the company, other transport companies are taking over the routes, particularly the Kumasi route. And the Kumasi route is the biggest commercial route, is the most profitable. So because STC has been squeezed out, even when they got the buses, they're having difficulty deploying the buses. So the strategy that myself and the new management brought was to diversify the terminals. And when we did that, we got an uptake on the buses, and the buses were now patronized. The first move we did was to get a terminal at Nkrumah Circle, and then get a second terminal at Asafo in Kumasi. So all of a sudden, the buses were now
on the road
patronized, and it doubled our monthly revenue from 2.3 million cedis to about 5.2, 5.1 million. So that was a huge jump for the company. So in that period, between 2017 to 2019, those 3 years, a lot of these arrears were paid, this SNIT arrears. And then as we speak, we are current on SNIT. Every month we pay them their 100,000 or so. And then the arrears have been ring-fenced. And then when the margins are good, we put some to deflate the arrears. So that's how it's been. And in that period of 2017, 2019, we managed to get another 100 buses. Unfortunately, when we thought that the company that was now going to go through the sky, the buses came and met COVID. And the difficulties that COVID brought, the operational environment became totally impossible. First, we were asked to do social distancing as national policy, which meant that a 44-seater bus could only take 22 passengers to Tamale, to Bolga, and your overheads are the same. You buy the same amount of fuel, and the salaries are the same. Spare parts are the same. So it was very difficult when we did that for 8 months, and we lost a lot of money. But even more damaging was that we do a lot of business in the Francophone countries. We have a big terminal in Abidjan, Ouagadougou, Lomé, and Cotonou. And you know what happened during COVID? The borders were shut for 3 years. So 1/3 of our business was just shut off. And then the macro situation where the CD was, we all know what happened to the CD between 2020 and 2023. And it affected the price of fuel. And fuel is our major cost. Now, in the period between 2017 and 2019, those 3 years, fuel was about 26% of our cost. And so we had a lot of margins. That's why we're able to clear lots of the arrears and so on. We even paid government back for some of as part of the loan repayment. We paid the government about $1.7 million in that period. But when COVID came and the CD dollar thing and the price of fuel at one point, it averaged 58% of our costs. So from 26
to 58%
of our costs. At one point, it even went to 62% of our costs. So, and of course, when the cedi, loses value like that, it's not just fuel, spare parts as well. And when you look at the expenditure on fuel and spare parts in those 3 years, 2020, 2023, I mean, literally. So you buy your fuel, you buy your spare parts, you pay salaries. There wasn't much left to do anything. So there was a lot of stagnation. And that's why we were not even able to pay all the arrears that we had inherited. Otherwise, we would have paid them off. Now the COVID is over, the conditions are a bit better. The city is relatively more stable, even though we've seen some weakening recently, but it's relatively more stable than in the period 2020 to 2023. But unfortunately, our buses are old. And in intercity transportation, 4 years, you need to get new fleet because you're doing 14-hour journeys, 17-hour journeys. You don't want to be using old buses for those kind of. So we need a new fleet, and that is what we are trying to get. As I speak, in the next few weeks, 2 delegations are going to China and to Turkey to go and conclude arrangements with bus manufacturing companies for new buses and so on. So the important point is that these arrears that they spoke about, yes, they are there, but they date from 2011, 2012.
And not within the last 5 years, as has been reported.
Also from 2013. And indeed, we made a big push to pay them between 2017 and 2019. But when COVID came, the business environment was so difficult that it limited our ability. And also ADB gave us some part financing. We paid some money ourselves, ADB. And so we owe ADB, but we've been paying them every month. Fortunately, they've been able to restructure because of the difficulties that we had with COVID. And so I heard some amount about, somebody was saying 140 million. No, it's about 80 million. And every month we make some payment to them. But the most important thing is that we have to get a new fleet, and management is working very hard. And you can see in all the agitations of the staff about, they never mention management because we've been working with them, and they know the effort that management is making.
Right.
If you take myself, for example, we've been making sacrifices with them. I mean, I'm entitled to an official car together with my deputies, but we never allowed the company to buy official cars for us for 4 years until we got the 200 buses. So for 2017 to 2020, we're using our own cars. We said, no, let's hold on with that until we got the new buses. Some of the allowances that are available, free travel and so on, we don't take them. I don't take them. Anytime, if you needed a ticket and you let me know, I'll buy the ticket for you.
Instead of giving me the compliment.
Yeah, even though I can give you a compliment, I pay. And when you go, and the workers, they know. Even funerals and so on. When I lost my mother, what was entitled to me, I didn't take. So, and all the buses that I rented for the funeral, I paid from my own pocket. So they know the sacrifices that we and leadership to have been making, and so you can see in all the placards and all of that. In fact, when they went for TUC May Day, 2017, 2018, some of the placards that the STC workers had was that, Mr. President, thank you for giving us Nana Kumia.
And this was a union?
Yes. And I was embarrassed by that, so I begged them that, look, please, don't go and be writing placards about me. None of that. And we have kept faith with them. And then, so you can see in all the placards that they've been writing and all that, nobody's mentioned that management, because they know that these arrears were way, way, way before we got there. And we've been making efforts to. For now, if you take Senate, we are current. And then we've ring-fenced the arrears, and anytime with the margins are better, we retire them. And the period when the macro situation was good, 2017 to 2019. Like I said, we even paid government $1.7 million. We employed 100 stewardesses to be serving passengers free hot meals. I'm sure you heard about it. And we paid a lot of the debts that we owed to contractors and suppliers and the workers' funds and so on.
Right.
Until we got hit badly by the COVID.
Right.
But the important thing is that we have to get a new fleet. And I am optimistic that the measures that we've put in place, the delegations that we are sending, and these delegations include representatives of the workers. They'll be going to China, they'll be going to Turkey. Of course, we've already spoken to these bus companies that they want us to come so we can conclude. So very soon we'll get a new fleet.
So the workers should be rest assured that the fleet,
and also,
you
hear they say we have 40-something fleet. Yes, that is STC's own fleet. But it's not like the rest of the fleet are out of. They are the workshops. So if yesterday, like this, 10 of them came out of the workshops. So the fleet numbers change, depend on the...
Okay.
But we have alliances, what we call alliances with private people who... And even some transport operators bring their buses to STC to run for them. And we have a revenue sharing arrangement. So what they talked about was STC's own fleet. But in terms of the buses available for the STC as a corporate, it's a lot. And at Flower alone, we have over 50 buses that run from Tudu to Aflao. And Kumasi alone, we have over 50 buses.
Right.
So, but the important thing is that the board met them. The board gave them a hearing. They were very happy that the board gave them a hearing. And the board agreed that they would take upstairs their grievances. So we have to wait and see how it will go.
All right, Honorable, I'm sure you've listened to the Chief Executive Officer himself of the STC. And before he came here, I'm sure, there had been lots of hue and cry about what's happening there, the appointment of a new deputy CEO and the call, the clarion call, as has been stated by members of their workers' union and so on and so forth. It's, for me, happy to know that they have given them a listening ear. I'll come to you pretty shortly, but let me indulge me to take a very quick break.
That's
when
fine.
I come back, I would allow you the time to address all of the issues that Nana has raised. So, this is still Good Morning Ghana. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
It's another day to stay on point. Toast is Friday, it's still on point. Watch is Friday all day long. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. Watch is Friday, it's still on point. For your bread, it's still creamy. On point. For your toast, it's still on point. It's yummy, delicious. It's still on point. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. For your toast, it's still on point. It's still on point. Fortune spread, it's yummy, delicious. It's still on point.
Fortune spread, delicious, creamy, and always on point. This advert is FDA approved.
In today's modern world, stairs are a challenge, especially for our elderly and those with health concerns. Navigating them can be difficult and even dangerous, but there's a safer way to move vertically. Lifts and Elevators Limited Company, your answer to a more accessible and secure vertical transportation. Our elevators and escalators, including top-of-the-line pneumatic vacuum elevators, Fuji elevators and escalators, offer a safer and more convenient alternative, eliminating the risks of stairs and enhancing accessibility for homes, businesses, and hospitals. Choose safety and convenience with Lifts and Elevators Limited Company. Elevate your spaces today. For more information, visit our website at www.elevatorsgh.org or call now on 0200 535 515. Lifts and Elevators Limited Company, the elevator people.
Hey, Walambo!
Hey, Walambo!
Hey, I asked him to buy me original Polita.
Hey, please don't make mistake. Stop the papa. Open the back man. And you Polita no gala. Yeah, papa.
Papa, can ruffle.
The Polita is the original, the first and the best.
What is? Ukota also for dear acrobat using it.
Polita, yes.
Yeah, Jamal was in part of Fufona. What in Rahurua, a woman yinkikaya srono eddy.
A sham. A mountain sahun shisho. And a epu a hron sui. A yinkikaya kasa.
Oh, I still to be.
The Jamal washing powder for furnace sachets I can see in Numaba. A yink kayan kasa.
Anima.
For Jamal washing powder, bottle 30. Can you mount the Bejawari?
Hey,
Jamal. New Jamal washing powder. Emanya meniti. Nemusi ye sham. Ohukafo a oma wonta adi eniti. FDA aje edredi enkratro yatumu.
We are back, bringing you the latest lineup from Betway. Betway starts strong with their front two, with Free Play Friday and Swipe Bet. In the middle, you've got all the control with Cash Out and Build a Bet. Plus, with Win Boost, you can boost your sports bet. At the back, they have Smart Picks and the Partial Daily Jackpot.
You always get way more with Betway.
This advert has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly. No under 18. Terms and conditions apply.
853-3149 or visit our website on www.rehobothsocialhousing.com. Rehoboth, your housing dream becomes a reality.
You're welcome back from the break. Now, let me take this one off quickly. What does wealth mean to you? Do you want to live like a tycoon? Remember who's got the moolah, got the power. Ghana's newest lottery game draws live on Adum TV at 9 a.m., 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. daily. Now pick up your phones, tablets, and computers and download the Game Park Games app on Play Store. You can also play on our website at www.gameparkgames.com by dialing *946# on all networks. Just choose your numbers from 0 to 9. It's easy to play and easy to win. Charlie, make we play this game and make some moolah, that's cash. Nobody beats our odds in Ghana. Game Park Games, more moolah, more power. This game is regulated by the National Lottery Authority and it is not for persons under 18 years. Please play responsibly. Aye Suko. The Akosombo Dam be big, but Betway's cash out be bigger. Betway is giving you more control over every thrilling bet you place. Enjoy the biggest and most reliable cash out in Ghana on Betway without any hassle. Sign up today at betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. And this is also not for persons under 18. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana, Betway, get way more. Blue Jeans Energy Drink. Blue Jeans Energy Drink has been on the Ghanaian market for over 20 years. We already know what it does for the body. It contains vitamins and nutrients like vitamin B or B2, B3, B6, B12, as well as taurine and guarana, which are known to boost your strength and energy as well as promote high performance and endurance. Blue Jeans Energy Drink has been tested and tried. It is indeed the best. Blue Jeans energy drink is for bold and active men and women. So go on, grab a cold can, empower your day. It's in shops nationwide. For bulk purchases, please contact 0208 128 190 or 055 001 0000. So we still have in the studio Nana Kumia, managing editor, managing director of the STC, and Honorable Isaac J. Mensah is Member of Parliament, Wassa East constituency, and we are taking a look currently at issues at the STC. Honorable, let me now.
Yeah, thank you so very much. I think Nana hasn't got a problem. The union, they are just fighting his problems for him because, hey, they are saying that you don't need to engage a new deputy CEO. You don't need such a position. Why? Because we are in bad times. The economy is not good, and so on and so forth. So I think it's a very simple matter. And it has also given another opportunity to tell us his problems relating to how COVID has impacted on them, on their performance, and many more. And so I think the union is just saying that because we're in bad times, please don't engage this person. I'm not sure of the details, in the company. In a typical multinational private sector, when there are challenges, you go through a lot of phases, reforms, downsizing. That's what we call downsizing, reviewing, and all those. So you profile the staff and even get to know what is the age profile and so on and so forth. Who among these can we get them go early, pay them off properly, and so on and so forth. So my understanding is that the union has good relations with management. And I think that is a very good thing to note. You need qualified, competent management to be able to handle the unions. And so my understanding is that, the company is doing well as far as industrial relations is concerned. As ranking for Roads and Transport Committee in Parliament, the Transport Ministry is on us. And therefore, we have some oversight responsibility, towards this section. And so I'm also aware of the injection of funds, money into this sector, where we procured some buses, and these buses brought some life into that sector. The expectation is that when we did that, we want to see some inflows. What capacity do we have to pay? Are we paying? Now I'm told the COVID has adversely impacted on their performance, and therefore we wouldn't be expecting that they could pay quickly the loans that was, given to them to procure those buses. The other areas, like aviation, that also falls under the committee, of roads and transport. That we've seen some performance, some development, and so on. We want to see some significant performance also with Nana's sector, but I'm very sure that with what I'm hearing, the union in good relations with management, they can do better if you support them. What I don't agree is the fact that management, the board is saying that, we will forward your request to our employer, our major employer, the president or the government. The board has the capacity to recommend. It's not just a matter of just pushing to the highest level the workers' demand. You have all it takes. You have all it takes to make things happen. Let the workers know that yes, we agree with you. We will ensure that the place is not going to be. It's not a new appointment. It's not a new appointment. So they can declare that level, that status, redundant. When the workers get to know this, then they are assured that yes, we agree that, but the board is even with us. But my impression is that yes, if the board says that, we are forwarding your request to leadership or to our boss, the president, it means that they also support it. They will support the workers. So there's no need for any industrial unrest and all those. The other aspect of it that is a bit. But
the management have not said that they support the.
It's by implication.
By implication.
Of course, it's by implication.
The management is being indifferent.
They can be indifferent.
The workers are.
They can never be indifferent. They can never be independent.
The managing director is seated
in the field of work. He cannot say that because somebody appointed him, employed him. But it's implied.
The appointing authority is giving him a deputy. The staff are saying, we don't want the deputy. We support the management's vision of getting a new fleet and so on and so forth. Management says, okay, we have heard your plea, we'll forward it. Is management supporting the staff by that?
It is not a new position. It's not a new status. It is more or less a redundant position now. But the guy has gone on retirement. So it's a good opportunity to make some savings and move on. Fortunately, the performance level is not as appreciable as possible. It's not good. So I think that the union is a very responsible union. They are saying, yes, we are hoping to even get new buses. That's what I'm saying. The union has helped Nana for him to say, oh, I have a problem. I need buses and so on. And when this request is brought for the committee, obviously we want to support it because the results that you are getting is that if we give them reasonable support, they can do better. So what I'm saying is that, yes, by implication, I know he will say no, but you see, they don't need to go to the president and tell him that, oh, this redundant position that has been declared, the workers say they don't need. No, the board has all it takes to make a recommendation to the president that yes, this is not a new position, it's an existing position that is declared now as a redundant position because the occupying officer is on retirement. So that's an assurance. The other aspect of it that I want to talk about is is it the retirement benefit or something?
Yeah.
Yes. So it is 80 million. When it gets into the dollars, it's about 5.3 or less than $6 million. So I think that they must have a plan. They must have a plan in paying that in phases, a schedule, so that the workers' union, the workers are assured that, yeah, we are struggling. We need new fleet and so on to boost our performance. It is only when we do that that we can make money. And so when we're able to get A, B, C, D, we'll be able to pay X. This must be communicated properly because he has very reasonable union. And when you have the union with you, you are good to go. So I think that this is not a problem. Nana hasn't got a problem. They have given him the opportunity to tell us that he needs the buses. He needs this and that. So yes, present your case properly, but recommend to government that this position will not be filled because it doesn't make, with all due respect, it doesn't make sense to get that filled. So I don't think that we need to worry ourselves here. The workers are not on strike.
Head deputy CEO.
Exactly. The workers are not on strike. They just send notification. In the field of work, I was an HR director in Nimongana Gold, and mine workers union, Jesus Christ. So Nana, you have a very understanding workers. They are not demonstrating. They just send the petition. Please listen to our plea.
Let's prioritize.
So assure them. I will recommend Nana. Yes, your issues are reasonable. Of course, I don't have the ultimate decision, but I can assure you, I'm forwarding to my boss, and this is my recommendation because of the fact that ABC is not happening. We are downsizing. It's very reasonable. So we are not terminating anyone, but it makes sense to create that status redundant. When we do well, maybe in future, when
we can refill that position.
Simple.
Well,
then are you supporting the staff?
How can you support it?
You just made
I was speaking for him.
So
I mean, you should be careful. You should be careful what you say. No, you should be careful what you say. I think that I'm an industrial relations expert.
Yeah. Listen,
and the right thing to do.
Listen, the first point is the board. The board receive the workers. The board says we would forward your grievances and concerns to the appointing authority. But the board is also going to have a recommendation.
Thank you.
They're not just going to, there's a conveyor belt. So the board is also going to attach a recommendation to the appointing authority. So the board is going to do what you are recommending. He talked about downsizing, and it reminded me of something. In fact, during the COVID period, going through difficulties when the 1/3 of the business was knocked off because the Francophone borders were closed. And when the petrol, the diesel prices went through the roof, and fares could not be changed that rapidly, and we suffered a lot of losses. During that difficult period, we agreed with the workers that we're not going to downsize, even though the board at that time had recommended that we downsize. What we said was that people should work from home to save them transportation costs. But we met with the workers and we agreed that despite the difficulties, we're not going to downsize. Nobody was going to be laid off. Nobody's salary was going to be reduced. And we went through that period with them. Now, I also forgot to mention, during the banking crisis, in the period 2017 to 2019, when the margins were good, because our main cost, which was petrol, diesel, was just 26% of our costs. And so the margins, so as we're paying government and reducing the arrears, we also did some investments to get some returns to allow us to be more afloat. Unfortunately, we lost all of that in the banking crisis. And in the banking crisis, corporates were not reimbursed. It's individuals were reimbursed. So that was also a factor. But now, with the improved macro environment, where the CD is relatively stable or more stable than the period of the COVID, if we get the buses, we'll go back to the period between 2017 and 2019. Unfortunately, the macro situation has changed, but the buses have gone past their useful date. And by our policy, we should replace buses every 4 years. So that really is our focus. My last point is that, well, we don't even think government is in a position to even buy buses for us. And we don't want to worry government. We want to buy the buses on our own. That's why we're sending delegations to China and to Turkey to conclude arrangements. We don't want to go back and bet in the tax. The last 100 buses we bought them with funding from ourselves and from ADB, and we want to keep it at that. We don't want to bother government. Because traditionally, government has bought buses for STC. And when government is not able, the company goes into decline. We want to move away from that. And I'm hoping that by the third or quarter of this year, we should be getting the buses.
The end result is that you need buses.
Yeah.
Whichever way, government will still be able to support you, whether through supporting you with the banking system or however, you need buses.
The union support that.
The union supports that, so you need buses. But I'm moving on to the courts issue with Attorney General Japan. But because you are here, the roads, because you're here, yes, I'm going to do that. I want you to comment pretty quickly on that. And I'm sure my producer will be able to put the video on. This is coming from the Ghana Highways Authority. It says, public safety announcement, attention, motorists and commuters, bridge overstopped, exercise caution. The Ghana Highway Authority, acting on behalf of the Ministry of Roads and Highways, is alerting the general public and motorists that the Ocheku Bridge over the River Yinsu in the Gomua East District of the Central Region is currently overstopped due to the continuous heavy downpour and rising water levels. In the interim, motorists traveling from Accra to Cape Coast are advised to connect through Akuti Ojobi Winneba Road. Motorists from Cape Coast to Accra are also advised to use the Winneba Ojobi Akuti junction on the N1. We understand the inconvenience this has caused and assure you that our engineers and technical team will work diligently to address the situation as quickly as practicable. Your cooperation and patience are greatly cherished as we work towards ensuring your safety and the restoration of normal traffic flow. Thank you for your understanding and cooperation. Public Affairs Division, Ghana Highways Authority, and copy to all media houses and transport unions. And I'm sure you see the video on your screen as it is there. I've been flooded. And we are told that the contractor is also constructing a bridge. I mean, diverting. But Honorable, because you're here, let me allow you on.
Thank you very much. I told you, and I'm the ranking for Roads and Transport Committee.
Of course, yes.
I've had cause to complain about this project. This project is from Winneba Junction to Kaswa. It's a dual carriage, so that it hits the Kaswa dual carriage, and that makes transport, very easy for people. It is also part, or it falls within the Abidjan-Lagos corridor. That is a West Africa route. So you get people coming from Cote d'Ivoire, from Mali, from Togo. You know, we have two major ports in this country, one in Takoradi and one in Tema. And so you can imagine the importance of this stretch. We are not against, and I'm not against the road being done. It is super, it is helpful, because when we're going to Takoradi, you're going to Cape Coast, you can imagine the challenges. But when this project started, we had cause to complain to the government, to the ministry. And look, it takes about 5 hours, 4 to 5 hours to travel from Winneba Junction to Accra. Unbearable. The concern that we have is that this contract was done on sole source. We are not aware of the situation. And we are told it's about $176 million given to 2 contractors and so on. But if it were not sole sourced, but that is our belief, but it was put on in competitive tendering, there will be competition in there. Competent people come in and so on and so forth. More especially, it is GOG. We don't have any foreign funding on this one. And this is not a time to go in there. We don't have money. But you see, when you are undertaking such an important project within such an important corridor, there are certain things that you need to make sure that is clear in the contract. The issue relating to traffic management plan. And the traffic management plan will take care of the safety, will take care of the detours, will take care of the extension and diversion and all those. So when some of these things are happening, it's a simple deal, it's not a problem. But these things are not there. We've talked about it. But yes, you have gone ahead to award this contract to these local contractors. One of the questions that we may be asking was the competence. That's very critical, the competence of these contractors. You have the Pokwase project by Maripoma. But I understand Maripoma is one of the competent or renowned contractors in this country, local content. And the Tamamoto way, when it came up that he was awarded, we never had a problem with that. We are encouraging local competence, local efficiency and so on. So if you give a contract, 30-kilometer stretch to 2 Ghanaian contractors, which you think they could be competent, all these problems could have been anticipated. Because you cannot tell me they never anticipated the problem, especially when we are getting into the rainy season. The concern is that this is an international route. What is the image of the government? Anyway, we are going into elections, and look at the mess. I don't expect this letter to come from Ministry of Roads and what Ghana Highways Authority. No, they are the supervising agency, but it should be coming from the minister. It should be coming from the ministry, that which awarded the contract. So the ministry and the government awarded this contract to these 2 contractors, these local contractors, and look at the mess. And we talked about this, and we expected some reaction from the ministry. Oh, okay. If there are no diversions and detours and so on, we'll take the appropriate steps to make things happen. They never minded. Now look at the problem. I think it's unacceptable. The minister will have to come and just tell us something, particularly some of us in the Western and Central regions, and those of us in Cote d'Ivoire and Burkina Faso. The image to the government in this state is not too good. So the government should take the appropriate steps, the ministry, to take immediate steps. Look at the hardship, it's been dangerous to ensure that the problem is resolved. But we'll come up again with the award of the contract and the fact that it never came to Parliament and all those challenges. We believe that if it came to Parliament, if we make competitive bidding, all these things could be factored into the whole equation. And we will have to ask questions. So, especially around this time that we are in rainy season, we go into the rainy season. If you do this work, you need to ensure that we have the capacity to make so many things happen. The next one is the fact that it's a GOG project. So it's self-financing. These guys are going to find their own money, and you don't even know the interest rate and so on to do this project. Again, let me underscore. I personally, the minority is not against the construction of this road. And once I was talking to one of these guys, I said, okay, the minority leader is even from the region. I'm from Western region. He's from Central region. We support it. It's a good project. Let's move on. But let's do the right thing. This traffic management plan and all those stuff should be done. And so people shouldn't think that we are against it. We are in support. What are we doing to the road users? Spending 5 to 4 hours? before you can hit Accra and go back. Provide detours, provide extensions, provide some means of diversion so that people can come to Accra and go safely.
Nah.
Well, I'm trying to understand some things. So my friend here is the ranking member on the trade, transport and roads. Yeah. Now, it seems your problem has got to do with the sole sourcing. Is that it?
In addition to all problems, the sole sourcing, the fact that it never came to Parliament, the fact that we didn't probe into the whole project properly to make recommendations, do A, B, C, D, many things. That's the problem we have.
Has your committee paid a visit to the site?
Sorry? No, we are here to do that because we are in recess, right? It's one of the...
But committees can meet during recess. Only 25
I'm saying
25
that it is,
people.
I'm not here to disclose that. We have a program. We have a program to do that. When we give out the first public notification that there are challenges in there, so let's make sure that we resolve it.
First, we must commend government for this initiative to dualize the international highway, continue the dualization from Kaswa to Winneba. And it's commendable. This is part of the West African International Highway, connecting Nigeria right through to Senegal also. And this is the Ghana portion. Now, we are not happy with the Ghana portion. And when you go to Togo, their portion is much, much, much better than Ghana. And when you cross over into Benin, their portion is much, much, much better than Ghana. Of course, it's shorter. I mean, you can cross Togo in 1 hour. From Aflao, you can cross Togo in 1 hour. So it's a shorter distance. But the road is much, much better. That is not dualized. That at least is asphalt and so on. Our portion starts from Aflao right up to Elubo. That's quite some distance, But none of us is happy with the state of this road, particularly because, you get to places like Mankasim, and the road becomes a market. Yes. You have to
stop.
You have to stop.
You have to virtually stop.
The road, the international highway becomes a market. I've never understood it since I was in school in Cape Coast as a small boy. It's always been like that. Why we haven't been able to put our minds to it and deal with it, I have never understood. And when you go there and it's a market day at Makasim, that 1 hour you spend. If it's not a market day, some 30 minutes you spend there. International highway. And then people are selling octop something. There's one particular
squid
on the street, literally, and you have to wait. It's
like that?
No, I've never. I see it. I see it, but
you have never bought it.
You have done this in Cape Coast.
No, yes.
You like fish?
Yeah, I like fish. I like fish, tilapia, and so on. Now, but at least it's good that government is making a significant improvement to the road and dualizing the Kaswa to Winneba. But the last time I was there, the dualization, the second lane, it's quite a distance from the existing lane, isn't it, Honorable?
Yes. So what is happening now is that it's from Winneba Junction and we'll be hitting the Kaswa. The
interchange.
Yes, where Mahama and we started from.
Yes.
So just to hit it, then you have.
But I'm saying that the road that is being done is, like I'm saying, it's not being done it's not the main road.
No.
That is being expanded.
No. So
it's a parallel road.
Yes. That's the main road. It is main road to Duakari to hit what is in there.
What I'm saying.
Where the construction is going on currently. Yeah. For example, if you get to Bujumbura, where the camp is, you see a bit of a diversion. So it's not the usual one
existing road.
I used it, I think, about 2 weeks ago.
Yes, I also use it.
Yeah, but because what is there now is single lane. So you can't just get a single lane out. So the plan is to, by the side, they do that. The other side, they will do before this.
Okay, but the reason why I'm raising this, if you take the road from the Eastern Corridor, Ofankor to Isawam.
Yes.
That one, the construction is being
on the
main
itself,
road.
yes.
So there's a problem with traffic management. But with this one, the new road is about 20 to 30 meters on the side. That's why I'm still wondering why you say it takes so much time. And this particular problem, I understand the contractor tried to divert. He's going to construct some bridges and did some diversion of the water. And that has caused this washing away of the bridge.
Yes.
There were 2 bridges, and I don't know what technical input was available, but the contractor decided to divert the water so he could complete one bridge, divert the water to another bridge. And that, when the rains came, the bridge was overwhelmed and all of that. But because you are a member of the Roads Committee, you are the ranking member, which means you are the most senior minority member, I think it would be a good idea to get your committee to visit the site very quickly. And so, because you oversight the public purse, and anything that public monies are being used for comes under your jurisdiction as parliament. So get your 20 members together quickly and visit the site. See what the problem is. Speak to the contractors on site. Speak to the consultants on site. And then you'll be in a better position to also have your input. But, this business about road construction draws my mind to Baumia's new thinking about the road construction. Look, this road is government of Ghana, nearly $180 million. We've been trying to construct this road through government of Ghana forever, since I was in school. And we haven't gotten anywhere. We need new thinking. This road, being such a highly commercial road, can be built by the private sector and tolled, so that it doesn't become a burden on the state, on public coffers, because the public coffers is not able to bear this kind of construction. Otherwise, we would have seen 6-lane from Aflao to long ago. And there are private sector people whose job is to build infrastructure and toll and recover their money, called the BOT.
That's not easy.
Sorry?
You're not coming. PPP, it's not easy.
You need to engage them. You need to engage them. We don't engage them as a country. So I'm so excited about Mia's vision. You engage them, they will come and do valuation. They will tell you, look, there are 500 vehicles plying the road every day. We're going to invest $600 or $500 million. If we are going to recover our money in 5 years, with the current 500 vehicles projected to maybe another 500 over the next 10 years, we need to charge this toll per vehicle for the next 5 years. And then you negotiate, see where government can come in. Maybe government can give them something to support the toll or whatever. But this is the way to go. When we go abroad and we see all these interstate highways in America and so on, they were built by the private sector. That's why every 50 kilometers you see a toll. And then this business of queuing to go and pay money, should never come back. I'm going to pay money, a toll, 50 pesos, 1 city.
And you'll be in the traffic,
and I'm in the traffic for 30 minutes. So I'm hoping the government is working out on a digital payment for tolls. And the technology is available. It's not nothing new. So you have something on your car dashboard, and you pay your money into it. And when you get to the toll, it deducts the money from your foot. And so you don't stop. If you don't buy it, then you go to the slow lane where you spend 30 minutes and so on. And so this is the one new way of getting these highways. Look at Accra Kumasi. Look at the volume of traffic. And we are trying to use government money. Government hasn't gotten the money. So when we get some $50 million, then we're going to do some 5 kilometers, You need new thinking. And I'm happy that Baumia is coming up with new thinking.
Just a quick one there, because
but
you talked about...
You may want to add we don't have a lot of time, so you may, when you're done, you may want to add the Attorney General versus...
Okay, thank you. You see, the issue of this toll is about PPP, and Kumasi Accra Road is a typical example. It started from President Kufuor's time, and it was pushed onto the Mills Mahama time. We haven't been able to have that issue resolved. In the best practice internationally. When people come in with their money to construct and toll, it takes about 25 to 30 years for the deal to be clinched. We've gone into the numbers. The motorway one, for instance, the World Bank gave us money to do the survey and so on. It doesn't suggest that the rate could be afforded by the people. So what happens is that still the government will have to come in and support. So my worry is that Bawumia, the Vice President Bawumia, the flag bearer of MPP, he has been the Vice President, the head of the Economic Management team for about 8 years. And he did assure in the past, he said, when he was in opposition, when we come, you don't need to take money to build the roads. We just told them. So simple. They've been in government for 8 years. When this government decided to abolish the toll, NDC, we talked against it. There's so many ways, innovative ways of keeping the toll. Don't. Please. There's e-tolling and so on. They didn't mind. What was Bawumia? He supported the abolition. Now he's telling us that, he'll come and toll. So it's not so simple. The issue is that as it stands now, the road fund, which is basically for maintenance, the tolling alone takes about 6%. The huge money is coming from the fuel levy and many things. So we think that regarding trust, you don't have to take him serious. We need the statistics. You
don't have to take Bawumia serious.
Do you know? Of course, yes. I have the evidence to show. You said that you're going to build concrete roads. You said we're going to build paved roads. What stops you from doing that? Let's start now. You don't want to, after 7 months before you do that. We have a plan. The issue of, PPP will have to be enhanced. The main issue is the economy. Can people afford the rates? That is the only issue. And so on. So it is not so simple that toll all roads and within 5 years. It takes 25 to 30 years. All international PPP arrangement is told. It is 30 years. So you need to see that the economy can manage that. But that notwithstanding, you can go. People think that let's start with MOT properly. The MOT is maintain, operate, and transfer, where the government brings a lot of money to do it in partnership with the private sector. Immediately after that, the private sector will begin to maintain and toll going forward. So I don't want to take President Bawumia serious. He had because he said that, give me an opportunity when I come, we are going to toll. He did not do anything. He abolished the toll. Now he's waiting for another time again to do that. I doubt it. Integrity is at stake now.
Okay, my friend has raised quite some interesting. Look, he says that it is not simple. But what is simple?
Start now.
Yeah, what is simple? Nothing is simple. You must have the drive. He's saying it's not simple because affordability. Mainly affordability, isn't it? But, Kwesi, let's look at it this way. Let's say Accra Kumasi, the way the road is. It's about 200 it's less than 300 kilometers.
Yeah, about 270, 280 kilometers.
Yes. So properly, even if you are doing 100 kilometers, you should be doing 3 hours, 3.5 hours to Kumasi. Yes. Now you do 6 hours, 7 hours. That extra 3 hours fuel is a lot of cost to the motorist and to the passenger. That time that you waste, that 3 hours that you waste because of the nature of the road, is a lot of cost. Time is money. Most importantly, the danger that you face to your life. In this country, when people do a journey like that to Kumasi, when they pray because of the danger. When you have a dual carriage or a 3-lane and so on, that danger is reduced. 80 to 85% of accidents, fatal accidents, because of headlong collision, because of the nature. If you factor all of this, and somebody comes and say, I can spend $500 million to do a 2-lane or 3-lane, I'll toll it 50 cities. 50 cities may look like a lot, but when you consider the time, the extra 3 hours, so I'm saying it is drive.
How long do you want to do that?
It is drive. Because you can't continue having this situation where our fathers have faced it, we are facing it, our children. Why? You have to think out of the box. And that's what Bawumia is promising.
Right.
Now, the bits about, he said, toll and so on. Yes. Bawumia said a lot of things. What you need to also understand is that he is part of a government. He hasn't got the final authority. Yes, that's the truth. The vice president is not president. What you have given to us.
MD.
What you have given to us is somebody who was president and had executive authority. What we have is somebody who has never had executive authority. So he would have his vision, but his vision would have to be something that would be implemented by the entire government. We've had Bawumia talk about things that he believes should be the way for, like e-levy and so on, that the government has thrown away, isn't it? So to say that, well, he's there, why isn't he told? And you don't have any evidence that Bawumia supported the removal of the...
But he's the head of a government.
You don't have it. Yes.
Also, you don't have a say in that?
You have a say. I'm happy that you say you have a say.
Because you are the head of the government.
You have a say.
Nana.
You as minority.
You are spilling like this.
Yes, but you have a say. But you don't have the final vote.
So you have the final vote.
You have a say.
7 months.
The executive authority in this country is vested in the president. Your man has been president. Even he is coming back to tell us new things, isn't it? Even he, who had executive authority. There's somebody who hasn't had executive authority. Say that they cannot tell us new things.
So don't say that. Don't say it, Nana.
Don't say what?
Why do you go out there and say if you don't have the authority? Why say when I come to power, we are going to toll roads?
As you sit here, you've told
us.
The
authority?
No. As you sit here in the last 1.5 hours, you've told us new things.
What new things?
Do you have authority?
What new things does that say? What new things did I say, Nana?
Even on the road, listen. Even on this road,
all we're saying is about Nana.
Even on this road, you are telling us new things.
Konyo says, please ask Nana Kumia what exactly occasioned the release of Aisha Huan. Is he aware that Osafo said there was no political capital to be gained from bringing her to book? Okay. So Nanakwa says, good morning. I trust
tell Chumbuafo
as well.
That I haven't denied Aisha Wang was deported. I have said that the policy of deportation, NDC deported over 500 Chinese. So Aisha Wang is no different. That's what I've said.
Nana Akuyamwa-Boateng Ablikuma Central, aka Dr. Bawumia, is breaking the 8. Says, good morning, Chairman Efriye. Ex-President John Dramani Mahama's aspiration for power is what is driving him to be saying things which are unnecessary just to win votes. He has nothing to offer Ghanaians, and citizens will not fall for his incompetence and malicious propaganda. Nana Akuyamwa-Boateng from Ablikuma Central sent in that one. And okay, you are asking about artisans. Malik Adama says, good morning, Akwesi. Anytime I hear the word Bawumia will do this or that, then I feel insulted. Is he not the vice president of this country? Where was he when the tolls were cancelled? He should start doing his promises since he is in capacity to do that. Malik Adama sent in that one. And good morning, Efriye. Dr. Bawumia is the first ever candidate in our history to state emphatically as his policy that he will make 100% Ghanaians ownership of our natural resources and also use our mineral resources to back the city and make it very strong for us. This will be a massive game changer that can turn Ghana into a rich nation like Dubai. Also, the ambulance case. The judge clearly said she listened to the tape 10 times and didn't find anything suggesting Attorney General was manipulating third accused. Maybe the tape is a voodoo tape that makes only NDC hear something otherwise. Kwabena from Hachu sent in that one.
What did you say? Hachu.
Hachu. Kwabena from Hachu. Good morning, Akwesi. Every Friday, Nana Kumia will sit on Metro TV Ghana and make a case for Dr. Bawumia. In doing so, he will call Mahama incompetent, etc. Take a look at his report card, and now he has mismanaged STC. Other reports also claim the state of STC, including Workers' Provident Fund arrears for 6 years, Workers' Tier 2 arrears totaling 6 months, Workers' SNIT deductions and arrears exceeding 6 million. Only 39 out of 145 buses are roadworthy.
He was listening to us.
STC owes ADB almost 140 million. Trados sent in that one. Trados, Nana has addressed all of these points, and I'm sure if you go back to watch the Good Morning again, you should be able to find
one of your people.
That one. Efriye, I totally agree with you on the conversation about those loose comments by a Ghanaian resident in Holland who lamented that he places more value on his Dutch passport than on academic qualification, that is PhD. You are right to put the narrative straight about the necessity of having good academic grades, but your choice of council flats at London Seven Sisters was in a bad state. I thought I should draw your attention to it. Thanks again from Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa, thank you very much for drawing my attention to the choice of words about Seven Sisters in the UK. This was with Desi the Fine Boy yesterday. But Mansa, I hope you are well. It's been a very long time. So thank you very much, gentlemen, for being with us this morning. We are done. Unfortunately, my time.
Let me give it 2 seconds.
My time is very. But let me.
Just 2 seconds. You know, I would, Nana Kumia, I think I'm meeting you for the first time here.
Yeah.
And you're a very renowned, politician.
Is that so?
Of course you are.
A very important person within NDC and MPP. And I'm told that within the Baumia,
Is that so? Is that so?
Will you, with all due respect, I think that somebody needs to be advising the MPP flag bearer.
Okay.
With regards to what he chants out and says, especially those things that he said in the past and he's not been able to deliver or to get it done because it hinges on the issue of integrity. There's so many things that he said. Can you imagine he's saying that I've locked the CD, can you imagine, a whole vice president, I've given the key to IGP, I'll build tolls, I'll concrete in all those roads and many more. The next day you said, I'll pay the churches and, what they call it, the church leaders, allowances, and so I'm joking. And just yesterday, I've heard the issue relating to the chiefs. He will pay allowances to paramount chiefs, which exist anyway. Mm-hmm. It's already existing.
Yeah.
And you pay, the queen mothers and all those. The point is that you have all it takes to get it happen. If the president is not doing that, then you come and say, I advise you. So what you are telling me
your 2 minutes
is that Baumia hasn't got the executive power.
Your 2 minutes.
Integrity.
Your 2 minutes.
Integrity.
Your 2 minutes.
Honorable,
your 2 minutes.
No, but I need to have my 2 minutes.
Kojo Chubu says he didn't hear your response to his Aisha one. But I'm
saying to you that I never said I don't know Aisha Wang has been deported. I said she has been deported. But the policy of deportation of Chinese illegal miners did not start with Aisha Wang. Indeed, in NDC's time, they deported over 500 Chinese illegal miners. Now, my brother here, he says, I am saying Baumia hasn't got the authority. It's not me. Baumia is the vice president. He's not the president. So it's not me who's saying it. That is the fact on the ground. Baumia never say he would pay churches. What he said. No. What he was
joking, that's fine.
What he said was that the churches are doing so much for us. He will not support taxation of churches. But indeed, we rather should be motivating and incentivizing the churches.
We are not taxing the
because
churches.
of the work that they are doing. He didn't
are
say...
Are we taxing the churches?
No, but there's a talk.
There's a conversation.
It's a conversation that arose.
You said you were joking anyway. You said you were joking, so you take it. If you were joking, that's fine.
Now, the core thing about what Baumia vision, which he has expressed over the time. Chief, are you saying that all the things that President Mahama said as president from 2012, he was able to do them as president, not as vice president? This business about locking up the city. President Mahama told us that he had locked up the city
in
2012. When he was president, he said he had locked the city.
Why did he say that?
In September at the National Theatre.
Where? Show us. She has not said it. He has not.
Let me go on.
This is a guy, he's cantankerous.
He has not.
Honorable.
Yes, your friend is cantankerous.
So let me go on. So thank you very much. That's the fine boy. We are trend. So Nana Kumia is the managing director, State Transport Company, and Honorable Isaac J. Mensah is member of Parliament, was of Wassa East, and former Deputy Minister Roads and Highways, ranking member.
Yeah, ranking.
Who did the roads in Wassa area?
Transport.
Yes.
Transport.
Good road to know that.
So stay with me. I will be right back, ladies and gentlemen. We will be right back. Stay with me.
customer. Adana, who say?
Malaria been actually me, man. No, man, still.
Ah, one of give us.
Give us a solid.
Yeah, sorry. What rest so give us here and turn down.
What's over that song? But for me to give us the and turn down.
Give us a bad mixture.
Me patron the and turn down.
Customer. Give us a tonto now. Pa.
Onuya kayo, oba wa fa furo nom. De o ma no banu fo nom. Akwada wa ni mfie dumie no ono nso nom.
A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step.
The journey continues, but becoming that phenomenal lady doesn't happen in a day.
It takes courage and refusing to settle for less.
This season, on the PL show, it gets much more diverse,
engaging and impactful. This is the PL show.
We paint the perfect picture of pain, sleepless nights, hard work, and of course, the ultimate breathtaking view from the mountaintop. Success.
Successful ladies from all walks of life doing amazing things and positively effective change in their respective fields.
And as you know, we share all these with you, our ardent follower, to help you navigate that journey and also come out strong and phenomenal.
This is the PL show.
It's brought to you by Kale Charcoal, Kale 360, and Kale Kids Toothpaste.
Kale, happy smile.
All right, you welcome back from the break. It's been exciting this morning, and of course, Starboy is also here this morning, and I don't know what he's bringing to us, but I'm sure it's exciting.
Tell me, it's an exciting one. Yesterday, I came here, we were talking about the Black Stars.
Exactly.
And lo and behold.
Exactly.
They made us happy.
But I don't have the heart to watch the Black Stars.
Oh, well, I do though. Yeah, I always have an interest thinking that we'd do that.
I just went off when we considered
the goal. No, but yesterday, look at there was so much positivity. A lot of people were saying, oh, you're and eventually we did that, and then we won the game thanks to a 90 plus 4 minutes winner from the man Jordan Ayew. You know, when his brother was dropped, and he himself was dropped to the bench as the game began, lots of people were saying things now. Shouts to Jordan Ayew. We thank you for that win. So that's Ghana's first win in 10 games and our first win away since 2022. That's a very big one for us as we now have 6 points behind Comoros, who have a game in hand today. So we're hoping for the best. On Monday, in fact, they've already flown to Ghana and they're going to be playing on Monday at the Baba Yara Sports Area against Central African Republic, and we need to win that game also. So kudos to the Ghana Black Stars. So today I decided to put on red, for the Black Stars today. We're excited about that. And it's all been on social media. Jordan Ayew, Thomas Partey has been trending also. Coach Otuado has been trending, and a lot of the guys. And then Sunil Mahu also got a goal in the game. So kudos to the Black Stars. Monday, we will be gunning for them to win that game against Central African Republic in Baba Yara or in Kumasi. Now, I saw this on Facebook. Jabba, is that God can give you any age you want to be? What age? At what age do you want to, move away from the earth?
Move away from the earth.
Or how old do you want to grow?
How old do I want to?
Yes.
I think I've considered maybe 85 to 90.
God says anyone be a...
You see, you don't have to be, from what I think, as far as you are strong, I mean, any age is fair enough.
Okay.
But if you get weak, you are bedridden, you have to be carried, to your bed and carry Charlie that one.
Charlie, somebody say they want 2,000.
Maybe that person wants to be in there.
Let's watch the video.
Look at this.
In fear person we can fear no what me as can fear no. How many years?
26.
Debbie, hey. Debbie in fear person we
I want to get 2,000 plus. Look.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
In fear person we can fear no what me as can fear no. How many years?
26.
Debbie, hey. Debbie in fear person we
I want to get 2,000 plus. Look.
Somebody got the word Judy wrong. I want to get 2,000 plus.
He's actually surprised that he asked the woman that question.
I want to be 2,000 plus. Hey, 2,000 plus.
Charlie.
Yeah, I am a two-seller. Anyway, so that's just for Friday as we go into the weekend. So please, guys, be good. But today is the birthday of Rita Akosia Boama, who is at from PDB. When you get to our building here at Northridge, she's at the reception right at the entrance. Akosia Rita, today is her birthday. Happy birthday to you. Birthday. God bless you. Yeah, enjoy this one. So, Charan, on that note,
we say thank God it's Friday. I have a friend in Kumasi, Kokudamwa, Kwesi Damwa. When it's Friday, Charlie.
Friday, we know you.
Friday.
We say, Master, Friday now be too full.
Friday in 24. Friday in 24.
It's 2 for Mondays.
Friday, his fridge is very good. His fridge is very good.
It's got a unit.
You get what I mean.
You
get it.
I get it.
If you don't get it,
forget about it.
All right.
That's it for the trust today. My name is Destiny the Starboy. And we're back next week. Enjoy your weekend.
And of course, that does it for the entire Good Morning. So from the entire team, myself, from Maniampofo, from everybody in the control room and in the studio here, we say a very happy Friday and a happy weekend to you as well. And of course, from our boss, Dr. Randy Abbey, wherever you are, we are saying good morning to you. And we are hoping that you'll be back in your seat on Monday or next week. It's always for God and country. Good morning, everyone.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
In fear person we can fear no what me as can fear no. How many years?
26.
Debbie, hey. Debbie in fear person we I
want to get 2,000 plus.
Look.